Welcome, dear listeners, to another soothing episode of Sleepy Voyages. I'm your host, Arthur, your guide through the realm of tranquility and dream. Whether you're tucked into bed or simply wishing to unwind after a long day, I'm here to help carry your worries away on clouds of storytelling, guiding you closer to the peaceful slumbers that you seek. Tonight, we delve into the timeless fable of the Emperor's Clothes, a story that's not just about lustrous silks and extravagant garbs, but a tale that invites us to examine our own authenticity and humility as we journey through this royal yarn together. Let us inspire the whispering winds of self-improvement, blowing away the haze from our paths, paving the way to a more genuine, humble, and tranquil self. Remember, dear listeners, as we embark on this journey, that every story is not just about the characters within, but also about you, shaped by your dreams, your longing, and your inner strength. Let's bask in this tranquil symphony together, inviting tranquility and wisdom in equal measures. Our slumber tale this evening is not just about an emperor and his new clothes, but also about the importance of authenticity and humility. But before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyages guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships in the darkness. Your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us by leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience. You are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. In our everyday life, we often get caught up in the act of pretense, showing off our invisible clothes, that we sometimes forget the essence of being true to ourselves and the value of an unassuming demeanor. The Emperor in our story will serve as a reminder to us all, an inner voice nudging us to embrace authenticity and humility in a world obsessed with stature and visibility. So, tuck yourselves in, dear voyagers. Let the softness of your bed welcome you. The dimness of the night embrace you, and my voice guide you. We're about to spin a story thread that will weave not just a web of dreams, but a tapestry of understandings deep and enriching. Before we dive into the enchantment, we'll set the stage through a gentle relaxation exercise designed to sync your being with the comforting rhythm of our story. As we journey together tonight, my dear friends, remember this. Our story is not merely to lull you into a world of dreams. It is to inspire you to wake up to a world of authenticity. So close your eyes, let down your guard, and prepare to venture into a story as old as time itself, but with a message as timeless as ever. As we begin, invite your attention towards your breath. You don't need to change anything, just notice it. Witness your body as it draws in the cool, calming air. As the gentle rhythm of breathing carries you deeper into relaxation. Now, close your eyes gently, as if you were closing the curtains before a grand theatre performance. Your performance where you only have to be an audience. Observe the darkness behind your eyelids, its pool of serenity and silence. Let's paint this black canvas with colors of tranquility. Imagine a magical sensation starting from the tips of your toes, softly making its way upwards. It's like a warm, comforting wave of peace wrapping up your body. Feel this comforting sensation flood your feet, ebbing away any tension. It rises, swirling up your legs, lightening and relaxing as it ascends. It ebbs and flows, seeping into every cell, every pore, until it reaches the crown of your head, sweeping all your burdens away. Now, in this relaxed state, as the hard barriers of consciousness melt away, let's step into the captivating realm of our story and embark on an enlightening, sleepy voyage. Remember, like any good voyage, the magic lies in the journey. We're not aiming for sleep, although it might be a welcome outcome. We're simply here to let go, unwind, and escape in the ambience of our story. Now, dear listener, let's transition into a peaceful frame of mind for the story to come. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. If you share your journey towards sleep with another, let their breathing, their peaceful exhales become a part of your relaxation. If you voyage alone, learn to find comfort in your own rhythm, the natural ebb and flow of your breath. Let's do a few deep breaths together, making sure that each breath outlasts the last. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once more, quite like that. In and out. As the cool midnight air brushes past your face, you feel more relaxed, more at peace. Let's continue with this deliciously rhythmic breathing. Inhale the calm and exhale the stress and worries of the day. Picture each worry attached to your out breath, being blown away like a tiny dandelion seed, drifting in the wind to be lost in the depths of the night. Fantastic. The day's worries gone with the wind. Let's remain in this tranquil state, cherishing our rhythmic breathing as we descend into the comforting embrace of coming sleep. We'll be immersed in the magical realm of our story, where each word will paint vivid images, escorting us further into the realm of dream. Now that we've eased our bodies and minds with some deep cleansing breaths, let's move to setting an ambience to further enhance our relaxation. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already, and vividly imagine a tranquil environment that brings a sense of calm to your spirit. Picture yourself in the middle of a bustling town where cobblestone streets curve like gently flowing rivers. Swirls of vibrant colors mix with the rustic hues. The sun, perched gently in a cloud-streaked sky, is midway between rise and set, bathing the whole area with soft golden rays. Think about the light, warm and hugging, how it slowly permeates your skin, leaving you feeling cozy, safe. Suddenly, you are drawn to the lullaby of a distant sound, a townsfolk humming a merry tune, a horse hooves clattering gently against the stones, a far-off rustle of leaves as a lazy breeze stirs through. The town is alive, yet it possesses a serene rhythm, a harmony that cradles you, lulling your senses into a dance with tranquility. Perhaps you can perceive the aroma wafting through the air, freshly baked bread blending with soft hints of wildflowers. Breathe it in deeply. Let the scents nestle in your senses, their calming familiarity settling your nerves, unraveling tensions that you didn't realize were there. Remember, you are an invisible observer in this realm, safe and unbothered, enshrouded in this soothing tapestry of sights, sounds, and sensations. Feel every muscle, every fiber in your being relax further. This will serve as the backdrop to our story. Here, in this peaceful town, where authenticity and humility would soon be challenged, and where extraordinary lessons about inner strength and truth will unfold. Hold on to this serenity. Let it guide you. This tranquility is our anchor, our gentle beacon, keeping us relaxed as the story progresses. Remember, my friends, relaxation is not a destination, it's a journey. As the tale of the Emperor's new clothes takes shape around us, allow this ambience to ebb and flow with the narrative, a haven of calm against the exciting tide of the story. Stay with me as we carefully tread this path to rest, self-discovery, and the embrace of authenticity. Now, in our shared dreamscape, stillness falls as a soft, velvety cloak, wrapping us comfortably in peace and tranquility. Our usual world recedes, replaced by this realm of quietude, where only our breath whispers softly, keeping time with the subtle rhythm of relaxation we're swimming in. As your body slips further into restful limbo, let your mind begin to connect with the forthcoming story of the Emperor's clothes. The significance of this connection is about more than mere story immersion, dear friends. Keep your eyes peacefully closed and visualize that you exactly are where the story is about to unfold. Stand in its midst, feel the gentle breeze on your face, smell the intriguing mix of aromas wafting through the air, hear the soft, unspecific sounds that denote the presence of life around you. Picture yourself as an unseen spectator, cozy and calm, vital to the tale, yet wonderfully distant. This will allow us to sink even deeper into the shared essence of our bedtime tale, making the experience richer and more captivating for our dreamy journey ahead. Now, keeping your awareness in this magically serene state as we prepare to delve into our narrative, remember we aren't only in this story world for a bedtime voyage. The lessons of embracing authenticity and humility touch into our inner selves, our sanctum of quiet reflection. As we step hand in hand into this world spun from imagination, remember to connect the tranquility of this moment with every twist and turn of the story that follows. This connection will become an instrument of insight, a beacon of understanding, guiding us toward the subtle, underlying nuances and the powerful life lessons hidden within the Emperor's tale. Relax, dear listeners, as we set our stage. Imagine, if you will, a busy, opulent kingdom where fine, golden rays of the sun kiss the flourishing landscapes and steps of grand structures, bustling with vibrant energy, streets filled with merchants, peddling their sumptuous fabrics, exotic foods, and intricate jewelry, a lively tableau for our story, brothers and sisters of the night. The heart of our tale rests with the Emperor, a man renowned for his love of fine clothes, more than for matters of the state. He was a man of opulence, extravagant and flamboyant, swathed in the magnificent array of attire. His subjects, both nobility and peasantry, regarded him with wonder. Silence behind their soft whispers bore no true insight or understanding of their mighty ruler. Imagine this emperor, resplendent in his jewel encrusted robe, with a crown of rare diamonds gracing his head, his image very much contradictory to his stooped, solitary figure when he retires behind the ostentatious opulence of his personal chamber, a sobering metaphor for the reality we oftentimes hide. Live in the shadow of the emperor, the ministers and courtiers, garbed in their regal vestments, exchange polite niceties and hollow praises, their loyalty a simple mask of reality, their silent acquiescence to his whims and decisions mirrored the populace, guiding them in their interactions with their grand ruler, emphasizing the disparity between appearance and truth. Now, let us not forget our pivotal characters, dear listeners, two shrewd and cunning strangers, masquerading, entered into this vibrant canvas. Their beady eyes glitter with an unsavory light, mouths curl in deceptive smiles, bearing promises of a spectacle. Intriguing, isn't it? But let it be a gentle reminder of the influences that shape us and how easy it is to lose ourselves to others' perceptions. Let's explore that further as our tale unfolds. Authenticity, dear friends, is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are, like peeling back layers of an onion. It requires us to shed the false personas we've built. Like our emperor does with his clothes, to expose our most genuine self. Authenticity is a progression toward uncovering your true identity. It's about being real, being yourself, not an imitation of what you think you should be. The Emperor's Tale reminds us of the vulnerability that comes with authenticity, the bravery in showing our true colors, with no extravagant clothes to hide behind, no frivolous distractions to shield our nakedness. It is not a state of comfort, but the true freedom, dear listeners, true liberty. Alongside, we have humility. Humility is our ability to stay grounded, regardless of how high we might rise. It's the quality that keeps our feet firmly planted on the earth while our heads are high in the clouds. Humility is not thinking less of oneself, but thinking of oneself less. On this sleep voyage, our Emperor will show us a grand spectacle of what happens when we lose touch with this grounding element, how the weight of our egos can often make us trip over our own shoes. So, as we journey through the Emperor's kingdom, take note, watch as authenticity and humility play out in their myriad hues, the splendid, the stark, and even the foolish, and as you drift closer to the warmth of sleep, let these thoughts spark the beginnings of a dream where you are unafraid, where you are grounded, authentic in every hue, and humble in every step you take. So, my dear friends, as we tread this road, remember, every step is a chance to leave behind the false garments of pretense and the heavy crowns of arrogance. No challenge is too great, no journey too long, for each step brings us closer to the dawn of a new understanding, to a world where we are bravely, beautifully, uniquely us. Let's journey together now as we flip the first page and begin our tale. May the stars of authenticity and humility guide your sleepy voyage tonight. Sweet dreams, dear listeners, for soon, and remember, no matter what the Emperor wears, what truly matters lies beneath. Into our kingdom there arrived two men. They hailed from a far off land, unknown to our Emperor or his people. They claimed to be weavers of the most exquisite fabrics, known only to the wisest of minds. Their promise was such that their material was not ordinary, but was magical, and only those truly worthy could behold its beauty. It was invisible, they said, to the unworthy or those unfit for the jobs they held. They spoke eloquently, hypnotizing the townsfolk with their words and filling their minds with fantasies of this unbelievable cloth. The magic they spun with their words seemed to eclipse any suspicion of their authenticity, and that was how they managed to enter our tale that floats in the world of dream. Picture, as you listen to this, the impact of their arrival in the Emperor's kingdom. There was no shortness of chatter among the townsfolk, murmuring opinions, fears, and curiosities bubbling to the surface. Immersed in this buzz, take a deep breath and let the story unfold in your mind. This was a time of intrigue, where the true and the false danced on the same stage. But it's a tune we all dance to sometimes, isn't it? As we dance with authenticity in one hand and humility in the other, let these thoughts simmer as we weave ourselves deeper into the story. Let your eyes close and your mind take you to the grand and opulent palace. The emperor, gleaming with excitement and anticipation, was hardly able to hide his thrill as he heard the swindler's tempting proposition to own clothes invisible to those unfit for their positions or unusually stupid. What a fantastic notion, he mused. Now let's dive a bit further into the emperor's state of mind. Try to imagine here was a man, powerful in his realm, yet enthralled with the idea of possessing something that could further distinguish him from his subjects. This thrill, my Sleepy Voyages, was driven by his veiled insecurity and his desire to continuously prove his worth to both himself and his peers. Sound familiar? Many of us, in our waking lives, may feel this same urging pull towards the superficial. The need for external validation can sometimes overpower the inner acknowledgement of who we truly are. It's a human temptation, but let's explore it further. As the palace bustled with preparations, the emperor found himself unable to wait. His thoughts consumed him, the magnificent and magical clothes that would soon be his own. Although he had all the riches in the world, the need to own this unique pair was the only thing running through his mind. No one, he thought, will be able to question my authority or my worth. Once I don this attire underneath his crown, and beneath the silk robes was perhaps a man who felt smaller than he appeared, who doubted, who feared, but wrapped up in the thrill of the external, he ignored this internal yearning for true, authentic self-confidence. So, my friends, as the emperor gives in to the thrill of the chase, he unknowingly journeys away from the path of authenticity and humility. One might think, if only the emperor had taken a step back, taken a deep breath, and thought about why he felt such a strong need to prove himself. Stay relaxed. Let your mind gently float within the borders of this story and see what we can learn about our own authenticity and humility before we find ourselves, shall we say. Now, let's take a calming pause from our tale, a gentle intermission to breathe, reflect, and regain perspective. You've been following along with the emperor and his new extraordinary clothes invisibly glistening in his grand hall. Now let's recede momentarily from our bustling kingdom and retreat within the tranquility of our mind. Just like the emperor's palace, you too are in your own sanctuary, a peaceful place of comfort and serenity. I want you to picture this place vividly as we embrace this brief respite. Let's embark on a journey deeper into relaxation using the power of visualization. Close your eyes, my Sleepy Voyages. Now, imagine a beautifully serene landscape. It could be a calm sea with waves gently caressing the shore, or perhaps a vast grassy meadow where the wind whispers secrets. Maybe you're seeing the peaks of mighty mountains stretching towards the heavens, blanketed with thick. Choose whatever instills the deepest sense of calm within you. Every step you take in this landscape brings you deeper into relaxation. With each gust of wind, each ripple in the sea, each sway of blades of grass, you sink further into a state of tranquility. Focus on this serene visualization and become one with it. As you dive deeper, take a moment to reflect on the story we're venturing through tonight. Ponder on the mean. What might we learn from his mistake? How does it connect to notions of authenticity and humility? Now, with the image of your peaceful landscape in mind and the unfolding tale of the Emperor lingering in your thoughts, draw a deep, comforting breath. Hold it for a heartbeat and release it slowly, letting all tension escape with the exhale. We've journeyed inward for this meditation break, diving deeper into a sense of inner peace. Rejuvenate here before we return to the Emperor's castle and continue our story. Relax and relish this tranquility, my voyagers. For these moments, like the Emperor's invisible robes, are indeed woven threads of priceless wisdom. And so we find ourselves at the edge of a journey, caught between the thrill of the Emperor's anticipation and the whispered doubts circling the imperial court. If you have lost yourself in our woven tale, I invite you now to return gently to your own body, to the sounds and sensations of the quiet room around you. Let our story rest for a moment. Now, feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in, fully embracing this moment of peace. As you reflect on the unfolding narrative, there is an energy about the Emperor. He is seemingly enchanted by the promise of the new clothes, strung along by his desire to be seen as powerful and refined. Yet, through his eagerness, do we perhaps spot a lack of authenticity? It's easy to dismiss him as foolish or vain, but let's peer within and heed the mirror the Emperor holds up to us. What of our own actions and decisions would change if we were to confront our deep-seated anxieties about perception, about acceptance? Are we much like the Emperor, tempted by the allure of outward appearances? And do we, from time to time, forsake our authenticity and truth to fit in a specific mold? It's understandable to feel discomfort grappling with these reflections. After all, introspection is a profound journey into self, but take solace from the knowledge that embracing our authenticity can actually shed the weight of expectations we often bear. It allows us to be fully present, to greet each new day, not as a performance, but as a beautiful opportunity to live in our truth. As we gradually return to our narrative, I invite you to ponder on these themes. Notice, without judgment, any parallels or divergences with your own life, and remember, admitting the presence of inauthenticity is not a condemnation, but the first step towards embracing the humble authenticity. We come back to our character, the Emperor. The scene opens on a large, grand room filled to the brim with gilded ornaments, 7-foot-high mirrors, and intricate tapestry that spoke volumes of the Emperor's opulence. It's bustling with activity as tailors, the so-claimed masters of threads, stroke their imaginary looms with an air of palpable pretense. Imagine the Emperor seated on a grand chair, the nerves clear in his eyes, but masked well with a facade of excitement as he awaits what is promised to be an exceptional showcase of craftsmanship, an array of invisible clothes, a fabric so fine and exquisite that only the wise can see. Anxious, the Emperor feel a tinge of exhilaration as he embarks on a journey of exclusive fashion. He's desperate to believe the swindler's claims, for fear of appearing foolish, unknowingly becoming an accomplice in his own deception. Does it sound peculiar to you, dear listener? Perhaps it does. A pair of sly swindlers spinning transparent threads promising the finest fabric. The catch, it's visible only to the wise and competent. Isn't it surprising? The grand spectacle culminates when the swindlers mime the act of draping the Emperor in these non-existent clothes, fitting him with a grace that masks the absurdity of the act. The audience watches, holding their breaths, no one daring to voice the obvious fact. We become witnesses to a great hoax. An emperor parading in his invisible clothes, believing he's clothed in fineries. The silence in the crowd is deafening, the underlying truth threatening to bubble to the surface. The city is catapulted into an awkward waltz between accepting reality or continuing the embarrassing charade. Let this vivid picture linger in your mind. Observe it, the grandeur overshadowed by the almost comical yet revealing happenings. But remember, dear listener, as you lay here ensnared in this enchanting tale, it is the fear of appearing inadequate that blinds us to our authenticity, that strays us away from embracing humility. But worry not, for every charade meets its end. Every lie faces the truth, and so does it happen in our story. The emperor, boldly parading through the town, basks in the applause and appreciative nods of his subjects, truly believing in the illusion of his invisible cloth, spun by the sly swindlers. There, among the awestruck spectators, stands a small child. His innocent eyes can only see the truth, untouched by any perceived power or grandeur. But the emperor isn't wearing anything at all. The child calls out in utmost certainty. An uncomfortable silence sweeps across the spectators, only to be broken by more children affirming the same. It doesn't take long for the adults to start questioning their own perceptions, realizing that they have been feigning admiration for something that didn't exist. Isn't it fascinating, dear listener, how the authenticity of a child's simplicity unveils a reality that society chose to mask? The child, much like our inner conscience, cuts through the fabric of societal fear and contradiction to bring the truth to light, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. The child's revelation shows us that embracing our authenticity isn't about what clothes we put on, but rather about the honesty we carry in our hearts. It is about embracing who we are, unmasked, unbiased, and most importantly, unafraid. Humility here, dear listeners, features as a readiness to let one's illusion fall away, to accept the reality as it is, instead of as we wish it to be. The emperor in our story may not have covered himself with actual fabric, but he certainly cloaked himself in the garment of deception. A deception shattered by the humility and honesty of a child's voice. We now pause our tale for a moment of introspection. Allow yourself to reflect upon the narrative that has unfolded so far. Reflect on how the truth was shrouded, swathed, how the fair citizens, even the emperor himself, to fall prey to such a grand illusion. It makes one wonder, doesn't it? What veils do we drape around ourselves in the pursuit of societal approval? Are we too, at times, more concerned with the garment we exhibit to the world rather than the true self that lies beneath that facade? Now contemplate about leadership, those in positions of power. Are they leading us to truths? As these thoughts danced around your mind, that small, honest voice that dared to question, to challenge the accepted reality, so resonant that it managed to pierce through the deception. How often are we, as adults, comfortable embracing that childhood authenticity? Are we allowing our wisdom to become a barrier to seeing the simple truths lying just beneath the surface? And while some truths can be uncomfortable, it's their exposure that paves the way for authenticity, for genuine acceptance of both our strengths and frailties. So the question is, can we be keen enough, brave enough to be that child in our own life? Enjoy the soft darkness behind your eyelids, your breath lulling you closer and closer and closer and closer to dreamland. We're drawing to the close of our story now, dear listener. We've journeyed together through the deception of the emperor, the innocence of the child, and the bravado of a kingdom too afraid to admit to what they plainly could not see. Now we step into the realm of understanding, of assimilating this journey into wisdom we can apply in our own lives. Let's draw our attention back to the emperor's clothes, or rather the absence of them. They symbolize more than just non-existent garments woven. They represent our intrinsic need to seek approval, to fit in, and to be seen as successful, even at the cost of our authenticity. Take a moment now to visualize yourself standing before a mirror, just as the emperor did, but in your reflection, you see yourself as you truly are, without the layers of societal expectations or self-imposed standards. There is power in embracing this authentic version of yourself, even as it stands naked in humility. Humility, dear friends, isn't about thinking less of ourselves, but thinking of ourselves less. And authenticity is acknowledging and valuing who we really are. How can we apply this lesson to everyday life? Like the child in the story, we must strive to see the world as it is, not as it presents itself to be. And most importantly, we must cultivate the courage to speak our truth. Embrace authenticity, embrace humility. Embolden yourself to discard your imaginary clothes, to get rid of the illusion that you wear. As we journey through life, it becomes increasingly essential to peel away the layers of pretense, to stand in our integrity and truth. Remember, the most beautiful clothes that can dress a person are character and humility. Tonight, as you drift off to sleep, weave your dreams with threads of authenticity. Imagine the comfort and warmth they'll offer when they cloak you by day, and wake up to a tomorrow that trusts in the gentle power of humility. And so, we have come to the conclusion of tonight's tale. A story that may have been about the emperor's clothes, but is ultimately about us, about finding truth in the reflections we cast in our mirrors, about embracing the beauty of our authentic selves and the humbling power of humility. Good night, dear listeners. Sweet dreams. As always, remember, within each one of us is the power to be the change we want to see in the world, starting with the courage to be nothing more or less than ourselves. This has been your host, Arthur, in another sleepy voyage. Let's meet again under the moonlight of another tale waiting to unfold. Till then, stay true, stay humble, good night, and sleep tight.